Well, I've got this Radox bottle, and you could do this with most bottles, but I need a new vase for my sweet peas that I've grown. So I'm going to show you how I'm going to upcycle this into a vase. A nice shape. Firstly, I'm going to take the top off because I don't want the top to have the screw bit, but I do want it to have this little lip here. So all I'm going to do is take a fairly sharp knife and work my way around this slowly until I've cut that off. You could also heat something up and use that as well, but I don't want to have to do that. Now I've got that off, all I'm going to do is sand that down so it's nice and smooth, so it doesn't look like that was ever there. Well, that's made that lovely and smooth now, and it looks like a proper lip that you'd get on a glass vase. Get rid of some of that dust, get rid of that top. I won't chuck that top away, I'll use it for something else. And now what I need to do is measure my vase because I only want it to be shallow because these are quite small sweet peas that I've grown. So I think about that deep will probably be fine. So that's where I'm going to take that off, and I'm going to start using that bit as well. And again, all I'm going to use for this is I'm going to get a sharp blade and I'm going to cut into this. So now I've got that cut up, I need this bit to fit into there. Unfortunately, this bottle here, it goes narrower up here, because if not, then I would have to heat this up and shrink it down somehow. But this works perfectly well. If not, you can squeeze your bottle in there like that and push it up like that, which is really ideal. That's giving me the ideal size. It doesn't take a lot to do that with any bottle. And now, but I love the shape of this. But the next thing is, I need to make this so that when I fill it with water, if I overfill it, it's not going to come out here. Because that would be a disaster. So I'm going to be using 5-minute epoxy for this. I would use silicone sealer, but I don't seem to have any at the moment. And this is a great way of sealing as well. The other great thing about this new one that I'm using, and this will be out soon, is that it mixes the right amount for you each time. I put my lid back on and I'll give that a mix together. I've got a big experiment coming up with this on my other channel I think you'll love. So don't miss out on that. Now you get about 3 to 5 minutes working time with this and no more. So all I'm going to do is push that under there and glue that on. Now the likelihood of any water coming down out of this is pretty slim anyway, because this goes right up to that top. But I just want to be that little bit safer. With this, silicone sealant would have been better, but I don't have any. And I didn't want to wait. And I didn't want to go shopping. I wouldn't use hot glue because hot glue is great for lots of projects and it's all right for short term. But the other thing is with hot glue is it breaks down after time and you can't clean it properly with anything warm because it will just melt the glue. I see so many projects made with hot glue and I think, oh, that looks great now. But in a few weeks' time, that's going to break down. So don't use hot glue. Okay, so before I leave that to dry, I will do one more thing to it to ensure that that isn't going to move. So what I've got here is a piece of cloth, just a bit of cotton, and all I'm going to do is wrap that around there like that, almost like a fake fiberglass fitting. Push that into that glue, and then use any glue that I've got left over to bring those together. That'll not only hold these bottles together, but there will no possibility of a leak then. Now what I'm going to do is cover this all over, apart from the rim, the very top rim, in brown paper. But before I do that, what I'm going to do is give this a little bit of a key, is go over it with some sandpaper. And that helps key up what you're going to put it on. This is lovely and dry now, so we won't see that. As you can see, that's just scratching a little bit into that. Makes such a big difference. Now, all I need to do is, I've got my mixture here, and I can just go around that and stick on my brown paper. And this is just packaging paper that comes with things. I'm not bothered about it being neat on here. I don't want it flat or flush. I don't mind if it's got a few wrinkles in it, because I want it to look a little bit more industrial. And this isn't going to take me many minutes to cover. Probably do this in about 10-15 minutes at the most. So all over like that. Well, that's covered and nearly dry. I dried it with a hairdryer and it's looking quite good. I don't know why I've still got my gloves on. I don't need them on. So what I want to do is, as I said, I want to make this look quite industrial. So I've got myself some corrugated card here. And all I'm going to do to start with is wet down the surface. And then leave that for about 4 or 5 minutes to do its thing. So that should have done its thing now, and I should be able to take... Oh, it's not coming off as easy as I hope. So I'm going to give it another quick spray and then leave it another 2 or 3 minutes. So that should be enough now. Yeah, look, it's coming off there because I want the corrugated part left. Now, you don't have to do an industrialized looking one. You could do one where you put some decoupage on it or different things like that on it. And now all I'm going to do is cut some random bits out of it like this. Okay, I think that might be enough. And what I'm going to do is glue these on here using the same white glue in random places. Well, this is all nice and dry. I've moulded them onto there. And bear with me, it might look like a pile of rubbish in a minute. But hopefully it's going to look all right at the end. I'm going to give it a paint of black first, just as a base coat, to cover everything up and then let that dry. But I don't intend to have it as black in the end. I intend to have it as yellow and red, which are quite nice retro colours. But this will give it a good base for everything else. So I'm just going to go across that, paint that. It shouldn't take long. These are acrylic paints I'm using. And I will blast it with the hairdryer to give it that final finish. That's all painted and nice and dry now. And what I'm going to be using is a scarlet red on this. And I'm covering that base in the scarlet red, but just roughly. I'm not trying to do a defined line or anything like that. So I want the black, some of the black to show through. And then I'm going to get some of my yellow. And then I'm going to bring that in here as well. And then go around the top. And now I'm going to leave this to dry. And then I'm going to do another coat on it. Well, that's nearly finished now and nearly dry, and all I'm going to do is dry brush some white onto this and give it some highlights. Literally, that is all I'm doing. Just going around it like that and giving it a few highlights in areas, and then I will varnish it. Now, I know this is not to everybody's taste, and I appreciate that, but I actually really like it. You don't have to do it like that, of course. I like making stuff like this. It's just fun. So I'm going to be using this gloss sealer by Resincrete to seal this with. I love this stuff. It works so well on Resincrete and different things, but it gives a really good seal. 2 coats after 24 hours and it'll be waterproof, but it doesn't take long to dry either. Normally I would put it on with a sponge, but I'm putting on a thicker layer, so I'm going to be doing it with my brush today. So what I've done is I found this tissue. I saw it as I was walking to wash my hands. And I thought, do you know what? That'll look really nice on there. That'll soften it up a little bit. And it'll contrast against those bright colours and the shape that I've made it. Can you tell I'm making this up as I go along? That's what I work with all my projects, to be honest. And I'm using this same varnish because it works so well for putting things on like this. And that'll be stuck on there permanently. Oh yeah, I'm really liking that. So what I'll do is I'll finish off putting some more on and then I'll show you what it looks like finished. Well, that's all finished now and I absolutely love it. Adding those flowers and napkins onto it has really lifted it up. I think it's just funky and it really works for me. It might not work for you, but it certainly works for me. I like funky things like this and it was fun to make. So all I'm going to do now is fill it with some water. And then I've been out and picked some of my sweet peas. I've got so many of them. And they smell delicious. Well, not delicious as in eat. They smell wonderful. And as you can see, I've been on lots of courses of flower arranging. Just chuck them in. That's my policy. And I think that really works for that. Beautiful and not so beautiful, but I love it. I think that has come out so well. I mean, that would have been nicer to have a better backdrop for it. And when you turn it round, it's quite even. They really suit that little vase because they're so beautiful and this is quite rustic. So let me know in the comments what you think. I would love to know what you think. Be sure to check out the video I've got coming up next. It was a brilliant upcycle. Boom that like button, hit that subscribe button. But most of all, enjoy your crafting. Take care. Bye.